What's going on, guys? JSQ here. Welcome to a mod showcase where I'm going to be showing you this awesome little setup down here, which is the statues mod. Now, first thing to say about this is that it's in the Fullcraft 2.0 mod pack, which I'm also playing on my channel. And yeah, it's a pretty awesome mod. I'm going to be showing you everything about it. But yeah, before we get into it, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and also drop a like, as it keeps helping me out on this channel to make more videos for you.
Can't wait so we can break apart to hear me if I seem a little unimpressed with this. An antisocial pessimist, but usually I don't mess with this. And I know
what we're going to be doing is jumping down here. Luckily we're in creative because we'll be taking some damage right about now. But yeah, I'm going to be showing you how to craft the statues. Well, not every single statue. I'm going to use the creeper statue as an example. And also some cool little other statues at the end with some cool little things. There are some Easter eggs in this, which I'm not going to be showing you guys because, you know, I want you to find that. I don't want to spoil things for you. These are all the different types of statues you can get. They're cool little things. There's like 4 types of them, so they all do different things. And yeah, I'm going to be walking you through it. So you can see here all these different types of statues. It's still in beta at the moment, by the way. So doesn't mean every single mob's in it. There'll be other mobs added later. So if you think of a mob that's missing, then it'll probably be added at a later date. So first things first, I'm going to show you how to craft them. So actually, before that, it's supported from 1.10.2 to the latest version of Minecraft at the time this video is done. So it's 1.12.2 at the moment. So yeah, we've got 4 different types of statues, which is decorative, sound, functional, and muted. They all do different things, so just stay tuned and I'll show you what they do. So firstly, this is the crafting recipe. So for example, for a creeper using gunpowder, I'll show you like for a cow or something like that, something standard. It would be, actually, let me look in here instead. Jump into this and do that. So for a cow, that's the recipe, just in case you wanted to make that. But yeah, that's pretty much a cow recipe. But you'll notice with every single recipe, there's this statue core in the middle. So what I'm going to do is put that cow back in there and just look at this creeper one. So the statue core, this is the main component to make the first statue. So if you think of it as a kind of progression throughout the statues, you need this statue to make that one, and this statue to make that one, and then finally the functional statue to make the muted statue. So that's pretty much how it works. You just keep going up and up and up till you get to the top one. And yeah, so that is the recipe for that. So in order to get this statue core, we need to just step back a few steps here and look at this little statue bat. So this statue bat is actually a mob that's been added to this, a custom mob, and it's pretty much Svenik's face, who is the mod creator of this. So this is Svenik with a cool little statue, which I'm going to show you at the end. You can get statues of yourself, which is pretty awesome. So if you look at Svenik's face here, it's this statue bat decides to look at me. It never looks at me. Where are you? Turn around. You can kind of see its face is like greyed out a little, but it's the same type of face as Svenik's here. So yeah, the statue bat spawns the same as normal statue bat. Actually, normal bats, sorry. So if you go caving and you see a bat, then it might be a statue bat. I believe that's the case anyway. So yeah, I've obviously got the spawn eggs here, so I'm going to spawn one in, and I'm going to spawn a sword in as well. So I believe they drop it every time. I don't think it's like a chat. Oh no, come here, come here, statue. Come here. You're supposed to be a statue bat. Just don't move if you want to be a true statue. Statues don't move. Where you gone? Come here. I should have got like some really powerful enchantment on it. But yeah, you can see I've killed that statue bat now, and we got the statue core. So that's pretty much how you get the statue core, and that's all you really need to start crafting up these things. So once you've got one core, you can effectively make all the different types of statues for one class. So like, obviously I say class for each mob. So yeah, that is pretty much how you get that. So we're going to go ahead and start crafting things. So actually, something I do want to show before I leave these signs as little reminders, so I cover everything. So it's got baubles support. So if you don't know what baubles is, if I switch into survival here, if you look in here, if you got baubles installed, which is a separate mod. So I got baubles 1.10.2 at the moment. So here it is. You can add like kind of cool things from different mods. So you can add like a ring, you can add necklaces, you can add shirts, or this one is the one we're interested in here, the head one. So if I quickly get like the slime statue out here, which is a pretty cool one, then what you can do is you can open baubles and put the slime or whatever statue it is on your head in baubles. And there you go. So that's pretty much how baubles works with this. So I quite like that it's compatible with other mods. So yeah, that's the cool little thing I want to show you. I'm going to keep that on my head, and then we'll put the creeper one on in a bit anyway. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and make this first statue, which is obviously that recipe you saw there. It doesn't cost that much really, considering what it is. And yeah, so that's pretty much how you do that. So if I quickly show you again with baubles, if we swap that over, we got the creeper on our head now, which is awesome. So I want to put the slime one back on because it's pretty cool. So there we go. We got the decorative creeper statue now. So the sound one, pretty much what it is. As you can see, when we right click in this one, nothing happens. But if we right click the sound one, if we listen closely, you can see it's making the creeper sound. So I don't know if it works with the cow. There we go. We got a cow on there. So as long as if it's the sound statue, it will make the sound. So I'm pretty sure it's the same recipe for each sound statue, but with whatever mob you want in the middle. So obviously we've got the decorative one now. We've got that there. We'll just quickly craft this one up. I believe. Is that the right way? I've literally forgot how. Which ones they go? Yeah, it is that one. So that gives you the sound creep statue. Obviously that isn't an expensive recipe as such, I don't think. No, for some reason I thought you put diamonds in it, but no, that's, if you got a lot of redstone, then you should be able to make this sound creep statue. So that is, in my opinion, the two statues that are easier to make. But when we get to the functional statue, it gets a little bit trickier. So basically what this one does is if you right click, you can see that it drops the item that it would normally drop when you kill it. So obviously it's dropping gunpowder, this creep. But for this mod showcase's purposes, you can see that I can get a piece of gunpowder every time. That isn't the case for you when you download it, because in the config you can set the cooldown. So mine's set to 1 second at the moment, so each second it'll let me do that. So as you can see there, it's just blown up. Just a cool little feature of the creep statue. But it's normally set to 1 minute, so you have to wait a minute to get another piece of gunpowder, for example, there. So to make the functional one, it costs a little bit more. So this is a cool little thing Svenny was talking to me about yesterday. It's going to weather clear, because game mode, the game rule doesn't seem to work. I've tried to disable weather, but it hasn't worked for some reason. Basically, these are kind of end game material. So obviously, you've got to prove you've been to the Nether with Nether quartz. And obviously, chorus flower, or however you pronounce it, I'm not very good at pronunciations, shows that you've been to the end and beaten the Ender Dragon, because you can only get these in end cities. So it's kind of a cool little end game addition, this functional statue. So obviously, if we, that isn't the crafting table, this is, if we put these in like this, and put the sound one in there, you'll get the functional creeper statue, which is a pretty good one, because obviously you get items from it, and that's pretty much, like, I'd say that's the most powerful statue you can make. Like, obviously there's obviously loads of different other mobs, but creepers will drop gunpowder, but this, out of the 3 tiers, is a pretty good one. There is a 4th tier, which is also a good one. It's pretty much the same as the functional one. Like, it'll drop your gunpowder, but also it will be muted. So you can see here that it's making bad sounds here. You can see that it's not making the fizzing sound that the creeper sound would normally make. If we do this, you can see it makes the fizzing sound that the creeper would normally make. So obviously the cow, that's the functional one, but you can see here, if we keep going, it'll get a chance of I think it drops a bit of steak. I'm pretty sure the pig does. Oh, hold on. I'm an idiot, guys, because these are sound statues. It's not a functional one. I've put sound statues down, expecting them to be dropping steak and pork chop. My bad. But anyway, the idea of the muted statue, it doesn't make this fizzing sound effect that the creeper functional statue would normally make. So it's more of a muted one. So obviously from the name. So in order to make this one, you just surround the functional statue with some wool. So if we do that and put the functional statue in, we'll get the muted one, and obviously there we go. That is pretty much all the 4 tiers. It's exactly the same for all of these other mobs that you can get. I think I'm missing some mobs from here, actually, because I've just realised there's a slime statue. But if we just quickly... if I head back into creative and type in statue here, these are the different types of statues you can get. Pretty sure there's the slime one missing as well. There it is. So, there are a lot of statues, basically. But like I said at the start, it's still in beta, so there's obviously a lot of other different mobs to be added to this. Like, for example, I'm not sure the Enderman statue isn't in it yet, so obviously that still needs to be added. It's just an example of it still being in beta, but I'm going to put all these back in there because we don't need that. So that's kind of the 4 tiers of statues for the mobs. I'm going to move on and show you some other cool little statues now, which personally are my favourite little things about this mob. So, informative statue. So what this statue pretty much does is it uses the message file set up in the config. So that's another thing about this mod. It is highly customizable as well, so you can change a lot of things about this. So it's pretty fun to play around with. Obviously that cooldown is another thing that's been played around with. But yeah, this has kind of been done for mod showcase purposes. So stuff might be a little bit easier for me. But obviously if you want a bit more of a challenge, then obviously you can edit the config to your liking. So the informative statue, when you right click, it just gives out messages that are set up in the config. So obviously it says here statues is still in beta, not all mobs have statue yet, which I've mentioned. We've got here JSQ forced the mod developer to write something here. Yes, Svenik actually sorted out the config file for me before I did this, so thank you for that. And stuff on there, and normally I'll give a clue for an Easter egg, but JSQ did not want to spoil them in this spotlight, like I said at the very start of the video. So yeah, normally this will give you some clues on how to find the Easter eggs in this mod, so it's pretty useful. I don't know if there's any other ones here. The text I'm saying right now is a config option. So yeah, obviously like I said, you can set up the text yourself for this. But yeah, there are some default pieces of text that give you clues on the Easter eggs, which is pretty good. So that's the informative statue. I quite like that one. It'll be pretty good for going around and finding Easter eggs. So yeah, another one is the sheep statue. So obviously you've got different types of sheep. Now this one doesn't apply to the what do you call it? The shaved sheep, or whatever you call these sheep nowadays. So obviously the sheep colour, I'm going to quickly show you what this cool little thing does. So with sheep statues, you can get a die and just right click, and it will give you whatever colour sheep you want. So obviously I'm going through the different types of sheep here, and it's changing colour. So I'd quite like that. And a good thing about this is if you're using a functional statue, if you right click now, it'll give you that colour of wool. So that is pretty good. Obviously I've got my config set to a cooldown of 1 second, so I'm getting a lot of it here. Normally it'd be set to a minute, so yeah, there we go. So that's the sheep colour thing. It's a pretty fun one. And right, my personal favourite thing about this mod is the player statues. Now this has just been added in, I believe. There's a new little update, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been done as part of, like, when it's been put into Fullcraft. It's a cool little thing for the Fullcraftians. So yeah, player statues, what you do with this is this is the little recipe. So I'm gonna have to remind myself by doing that how you have to crack this thing. So if we put the statue color in the middle and then these around here and just do this, then you'll get the player statue. Now it just looks like a Steve one at the moment, which, oh no, that isn't good. I don't like doing that to the grass pass. Let me put him over here. So that's the normal Steve statue. It hasn't got anything to it at the moment. Just a casual Steve statue just sitting there chilling. And yeah, so in order to actually get your player skin as one, and obviously I've done it to Svenik here, is put the statue in an anvil, and then you can obviously just rename it to what your character name is or someone else's, and you can see it's renamed to that now. You can see it's still a Steve statue, but if I place this down now, it's now me. So whatever you name your statue to, when you put it down, it'll be that player's skin, which is awesome because you know, it's pretty good. So that's pretty much my favourite thing about this mod. It's just the player statues. Like, there's a lot of stuff about this mod, but having your own player as a statue or someone else's, then it's a pretty cool thing and very very personalised, I think. So obviously, like I've been saying throughout this, there's many Easter eggs to find, and you can find little clues through this informative statue, which, yeah, oh, there's another one. I was supposed to be a Christmas special item, but plans got changed, and now I'm here. Oh. Yeah. It is. I forgot. It's a little present on top. No wonder it says that message. That's cool. I like that. It looks kind of like an enchantment table, but with a present in the middle. That's pretty cool. But yeah. So also, one last thing I want to say about this is all the textures from these statues, apart from the snow golem and Blaze, are all handmade. So they've been customized for this mod especially. It's pretty cool. So you see that's the little squid statue. We'll skip over the snow golem and Blaze because they are just default Minecraft ones. The sheep, shaved sheep. We got the rabbit. We got the pig. We got the mushroom. We got the creeper, which is a cool little one. And we got a little chicken as well. Oh, look at that cute little chicken. And obviously the cow one, you can see that definitely custom textures for this. It's really cool. So yeah, look at that, really cool. Obviously the sheep, and we got a little zombie on the end there as well. So yeah, I can't wait for this to be updated to have a lot more mobs in, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy this mod. So obviously thank you to Svenik for allowing me to do this showcase and giving me the help that I needed to set this thing up and making sure I covered a lot of things. Obviously, if you want to find out more information, then there's the mod page, which will be linked in the description below, where you can also download this mod as well. There's a lot of versions for this, but the main version supported a 1.10.2 through to the latest version of this video, which is 1.12.2 at the moment. So I'm sure it'll be updated for later versions when they come out as well. So yeah, this has been Svenik, the mod creator. So yeah, all credit goes to Svenik for this awesome mod. And yeah, by the way, guys, if you want to go download this yourself, I'm pretty sure I've just said this, but I'm going to say it again. Then the link's in the description below for you to go download it and have a lot of fun yourself. So me and my little slime statue head, look at the eyes on that. That's really cool. But yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe and also drop a like on this video for an awesome mod. And yeah, I'm going to stand on myself here and you know, just chill. And look, oh wow, my head's just what? I'm just popping out the statue here. Yo. Oh no, it's raining. Get rid of that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been JSQ, and I will see you in the next showcase. Peace.